Hey there, my name's Adam and this is my renovation on Iris Street. I apologize if you hear a bunch of wind in the background, it's really windy today. Anyways, it's week 109 and I do a lot more work on the porch this week. Namely, we've got light and this is going to make working out here in the evenings a whole lot better. So without further ado, let's see what happens this week. With Thursday brings Thanksgiving. This year, I am thankful to be able to have Thanksgiving at my grand's house. I always love going to the farm, seeing her, seeing the uncles, all my family. This was a good Thanksgiving, and Willow and Grandma were even playing Barbies, so I'm sure that made Grandma's day. It's Saturday, and I'm back in the porch, framing out this final wall. This is the north wall, and it's just the last wall I'm framing out. It went pretty quick. After that was done, I decided I would attach the handles on my French door, and I needed to build a couple of jigs so that the holes were perfectly spaced. That went pretty well, and so now I'm just attaching the hardware. With the door hardware complete, I could move on to installing my can lights. First, I'm just lining everything up, and after all of them are in, I can start on the electrical. This 3-gang box will service the on-off switch for the porch, the on-off switch for the lights outside, and one extra in case I expand down the road. Let's go somewhere far away, 'cause if all I have is you. In the evening, I take my girlfriend to her first symphony concert. They were doing Home Alone, the movie, but playing the music live. So it was a great score by John Williams and a really fun evening. Sunday is a bit of an odds and ends day. I start out by notching out these corners so that I can get electrical to the parts of the sunroom that are basically either all 2x4s or all windows. So there are actually parts where I can't just drop wires down, hence those notches. I will have to cover those with metal plates, but that'll be fine. Anyways, moving outside, I'm adding 2 exterior lights, and I'm adding this electrical box so I can have it hooked up to an on-off switch so that if I ever do Christmas lights at my house, I can turn them off and on from inside my house with a simple light switch. So that'll be just a renovation gang through my soffit, and I'll put an exterior cover on it, and I'll put an AFCI GFCI exterior outlet in there just for added measure. Since I'm making a big mess in the sun porch today, I drill out all the electrical holes so that when it comes time to run that Romex, I can just put it through the pre-drilled holes. Since I replaced the soffit plywood that was rotting away, I have to add back the screen trim. I've got some 3/4 inch screen trim and some 1/2 inch for that fine work. As the night wears on, I turn my attention back to the inside of the porch. I've got all 8 cans installed, so I start wiring them up. And there you go. It looks bright on screen, but I can assure you it's just as bright in real life. In fact, it's probably obnoxious to my neighbors without any blinds up, but just gave it a quick test. Everything looks good, so I'll see you tomorrow. On Monday, I make some fantastic use of my scrap lumber. I've got these 2x4s that are all warped, but they make a perfect backer for a little walkway with some of my old OSB. After that's done, I'm going to put a little conduit down to my Ethernet hub in the porch wall, so if I ever need to add additional Ethernet runs to this part of the house, I can run them through that conduit, and I'll have really easy access. You'll see more of this later, but my conduit for the Ethernet panel's done. So about that Ethernet panel. When I built the porch and the kitchen, they're actually covering up a doorway that used to be there. So to take advantage of that cavity, I'm going to have a little wall panel, an outlet in there, and an Ethernet hub so that I can add Ethernet ports to this part of the house easily if I ever need to. I want that door to be centered underneath that window, so I adjust the framing accordingly. Once all the framing is tidied up, I add the additional Ethernet runs to the soffits and the garage and the sun porch. The main reason for having an Ethernet hub over here is so that if I ever want to add security cameras to the perimeter of my house, I can easily add them to the hub and I'll never have to power them with batteries. You can see I'm running the first of such runs right here. Also, we got snow this week. Again, it's been a really cold winter. Really has been a cold winter here in Colorado. Anyways, that's all for week 109. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back next week.